Welcome to the Encore Audio Archives YouTube channel. I'm Taper Dave, and this is my channel. I've uploaded hundreds of talks here that I've recorded at meetings in West LA, and I've also recorded conventions starting in 2013. I've got a bunch of those up. And Walt and Mary Murray, the original owners of Encore Audio Archives, started the company in the 80s, and Walt recorded Joe and Charlie's and a bunch of stuff down in Vista, California. My sobriety date is June 20th of 1994. I hope you find something you like, so please like and subscribe to my channel and comment down below. If you want to hear something that I don't have or that you don't see, I'll see that I get it. Anyways, take care and have a great day if you want to.
Shit. My name is Freeman, I'm at it. I'd like to thank God for my life for getting me here safely, and I thank God for all y'all being here. Man, I'm nervous as a motherfucker. Man, I'm nervous as a Chi-Chi-Wawa shit in peach pits. Me and my partner was in the room praying before we walked up here. That was a long walk, walking from that hotel room to here. You know, if one more person would have said anything to me, I think I would have went back in my room and locked up and faked like I wasn't here. You know, and because when I am a real shy dude, I'm real friendly, and but I am real shy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real private person. You know, it's hard for me to take compliments. You know what I'm saying? And I have people in my life helping me with that. And this is truly a compliment. This is a privilege to be here in Palm Springs, in this beautiful hotel, being able to share my experience, my strength, and my hope. And for that, I'll be forever grateful. I love Cocaine Anonymous. Let me get that shit out the way right now. Man, I love CA. There's nothing that I would not do for Cocaine Anonymous. This is the only outfit that gave me some stability in my life. This is the only organization that allowed me to think with some degree of sanity. I have been to a whole lot of stuff, Stare Straight program with them fools spitting in your face coming from Folsom Penitentiary and all that stuff there, and the psychologist talking to you, the mother's love, Lil Freeman's telling me, you know what I'm saying, that he loved me and all that stuff there, but it was not powerful enough, man, to allow me, man, to want to get my life together. You know, and I didn't really start thinking about this shit until I started driving up here, me and my partner Kermit. I thank you for coming with me, man. And I'm real happy that you came. You know, and that what Cartoon told me around here, man, you take a newcomer to a convention if you able, you know what I mean? And I'm allowed to do that, man. I got a lot of champions in my life around here at CA. You know what I mean? I'm the oldest of 5 kids, so I ain't got no big brothers. So a lot of y'all is my big brothers, you know what I'm saying? I have one uncle in my whole entire family. That's on my mother and father's side. So I have a lot of uncles here. You know, my whole family, man, is a lot of women. You know, and I have a lot of aunties here, man, and I have a lot of sisters here. And, so I don't know, man, I was sitting here thinking, and I love thinking. Today I'm not addicted to thinking, or I get brain aneurysms for thinking. Because I thank God, man, y'all have put me on a path, and I'm allowed to think for myself. You know, and if you knew, this program, man, is engulfed in getting contact with a power much greater than yourself. This is not a program to stay powerless. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nowhere in the big book but the first step where they say we admit that we're powerless. But anything after that, they start saying we start tapping into some power that allow us to live a life that we want to live. Today, man, I'm living. Man, I ain't got a concern in the world today. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no frustrations on me or nothing, you know. And I know it's only by the power of God to help a wretch like me. I don't know about you. My life is engulfed in that song, Amazing Grace. I was once lost, but CA found me and picked me up. I couldn't see, but CA allowed me to have a spiritual awakening so I can see. If you knew, man, I'll tell you, man, to hang out and chill. I'll tell a newcomer in a minute, hang out and chill. I believe God's in the body snatching business. I believe God don't need your permission to be working in your life. And I know God don't need no reason to love me. He loved me just for who I am. And for everything I've done, he always loved me. Y'all allowed me to see that clearly. Because I ain't never had no intellectual conversation with God when I was in that pipe. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't had one of them, you know, when I'm drinking them 40 ounce on the street corner on 59 in Compton, you know, drunk as hell off that, you know, hot 800 and hot Thunderbird and hot gin, you know what I mean, with them hot pipes. You know, I ain't never said, well, check this out, God. This is the plan. You gonna help me stop hitting this pipe and drinking this alcohol and game banking, because I'm a recovering game banker also. So if any game bankers in the house, man, I'm here to let you know that we recover. So you ain't got to be scared of us no more. Because really we ain't nothing but a whole lot of little boys looking for love, but we just found it in all the wrong places. And God have allowed me, man, to work on my game bangingism. Because that shit is just as hard, man, as not hitting the pipe one day at a time. Because sometimes, man, some of y'all deserve a bullet. Sometimes y'all deserve a black eye. But I ain't never had no intellectual conversation with God. Old as a 5, man, I hit the pipe with my mama. So I smoke with my father. And I love hitting the pipe with her. You know why? Because I can control everything. You can control anything when you got a gun in your hand and hitting the pipe. And you get to tripping. The paranoia starts setting in. And your mind starts talking to you. That rock looked a little bigger than that when I left. They look like doves, now they look like nickels. You know? Oh my goodness. Y'all been so good to me, y'all just don't know. Y'all don't know what y'all did for me. But I ain't never really had no real, in-depth conversation with God. I'm agnostic. I'm not an atheist, I'm agnostic, and I'm clear on that. I always knew that there was an existence of God, and my grandmother never. So I had a real big mama in my family. You know, one wore them flower-ass dresses, had them swollen-ass ankles, had that salt and pepper hair, and she be sitting in the kitchen making them big old stews and shit, making that homemade ice cream. I come from a real good background. You know, I had come from good Scott. It ain't like, I always had a male figure in my life. My stepfather been my mother for 34 years. He always was in my life. I had uncles and aunties and their boyfriends in the house. There was 13 kids in one bed. We stayed between 71st, between Hooper and Central. You know, we had big turkey days, Thanksgiving days. We had big old Christmases. You know what I mean? Every kid in the house got a gift. Every kid in the house got a whooping. And I had one of them type of grandmothers, man, she just loved you to death. She don't care what you did, she just loved you. Before I knew what sober living was, my grandmother was doing that. Because we used to have a lot of drunks in our house. And we learned how to pickpocket them. You know, put mustard all in their mouth. That's without drugs and alcohol yet, you know what I'm saying? I ain't using shit yet. You know, put mustard in their mouth, give them hot foots and shit. Have BB gun fights, you know what I'm saying? Brick fights. Them was the good old days, you know? You can start at the beginning on 71st on Hooper. By the time you get to Central, you get about 3-4 ass whoopings before you even get to Granny. And my grandma, man, she loved me to death, man. And it was real devastating when she passed, you know what I'm saying? Real devastating. I'm one of them dudes, man, if I see you doing something, I can pretty much do it, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to tell me a whole lot of things, a whole lot of times, you know what I'm saying, for me to catch on to something. And she got real sick, and the oxygen, they brought a big old oxygen tank over there, and she had the little portable one also, and I seen the man fill the little one up. And I told them, he ain't got to come in no more, because I know how to do that. They said, you don't know how to do that? I said, I do know how to do that. I seen exactly what he did, and I did it. And I slept with my grandmother, man, for a long time. You know, I did not want to be no cocaine addict. I don't think nobody in this room set out to fuck their life up. I don't think nobody said, wait, it's a good day to be a crackhead. Hey, I'm gonna be drinking 40 ounces of hot gin all day. I'm gonna be a gangbanger, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be in the penitentiary 5 times before I was 24. That wasn't on my itinerary, on my things to do. I wanted to be a professional football player. That's all I ever wanted to do, man. I just want to play football on TV for somebody. I didn't care how I got there. I just wanted to do that. That's it. And I set out, man, to be the biggest, baddest football player I can be, you know, but I didn't grow that much. And you got a problem when you don't grow playing football. So I had to work a little bit harder than the people, man, that was a little taller than me. And then I had another dilemma. You know, I didn't gain a lot of weight. So they had to put sand in my thigh pads to make me lift, make the weight. But I was playing offense and defense, and I was a team captain. I set out to excel, man, in everything I did. I mean, I had to be better than you. I had to be better than anybody on the team, man. If not, I would not play. I'm not sitting on nobody's bench, man. Vander one year came up here and said he didn't want to be vice chair of nothing. That's like me. I don't want to be the vice chair of shit. I want to be the man. And you know, I want to be it. I want to be, that's him. Just like Vander, man. I love Vander, man. Because he made it all right, man, for me to be here today. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm just talking to y'all. And I was terrified, man, to come up here. I'm just talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And to make things all right and all. But playing football in high school, they put a twist in the game. They said you had to have a C average. You know, you had to have a C average, and see, you can't get C averages when you start experimenting with marijuana. You can't. Because you can be in the class and your mind be in the bleachers. You know what I mean? And then you gotta do one of them things like I do. I have a kidney problem, I have to use the restroom. And never go back to class. Be up under the bleachers at Freeman High School, toe up, running from bloods. High as hell. So they told me you can't play football because you're not academically sound. So, you know, for me, you know what I mean, I'd go tell my mom, man, the white folks messing with me. Half of them drunk anyway. They ain't teaching me nothing, no way. I don't want to be there, no way. But what I didn't tell, they told me, you ain't got to come here no more. So I wandered in South Scandalous for many, many days until she caught wind of what I was doing. And I told her they kicked me out because I didn't want to go to school. I got a report card. I had 107 absences in one class, in all my classes, and 57 tardies. I never went to school, but I wanted to play football. So she came up with a plan. I love my mother. I love my mother to death. If she needs kidneys, she can have mine. You know what I'm saying? If she needs any organism that I got in my body right now internally that our blood match up, she can have it. And I won't have no regrets. Because when I came here, I couldn't stand that woman. She made me sick. And I'm saying this for a reason. Because there's some of y'all that got y'all parents, man, and y'all ain't made no motherfucking amends. We need to go make things right. I thank God I came up under the lineage, man, and I came up in the sponsorship. I came up when I got here in 1993. They wasn't playing with me. They say, do it, die. Period. For me to drink and smoke is for me to die. I already know that. But the death I'm talking about is smoking and walking and living and still breathing. And I'm not talking about being up under the dirt. I will welcome something like that if I hit the pipe. Kill me off dead. But I'm going to walk around there and exist. So she took me to San Fernando Valley. She took a tyrant. I didn't know I was a tyrant then. See, because my drinking and smoking wasn't continuous, just like Bill. It was not continuous. You know, it was that periodic thing. I was just doing it on the weekend, but I was doing a whole lot of it. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to catch up on this career. Just like he tried to catch up with Walter Higgins on the golf course. He said, but the liquor caught up with him much quicker. He said he discovered alcohol in the midst of excitement and loneliness. Just like me. Just like me. Not understanding, man, that me and Bill, if he would have came on 59 in Compton at the bookie joint, because that's where I hung out at. I hung out in the smoke-filled bookie joints, playing BB King, Al Green, and shooting pool. And letting the old man take all my money. Then I get mad and resentment and want to beat them up. And they said, nigga, I will kill you. I done lived my life. You need to live yours. So she had a plan to send me out to San Fernando Valley to Taft. I met a dude named Ken Wagner. Ken Wagner had a pocket full of weed. And me and Ken Wagner became real good friends. You know, I didn't know why I liked Ken. I don't know why I like Ken today. Ken had that good weed. You know what I mean? That skunk. They checked me in, man, and I was going to get on the football team, and the coach said, I don't care how good you is. You will not play not one down on my team. I said, I got a trick for you. I ain't going to come back to this school. I walked across the street and somebody said, nigga, go home. And I told my mother, I said, I can't go back there. So she came up with another plan. See, my mother's my greatest enabler. My mother got on the witness stand and lied for me. She told the judge, he's the best kid in town. He don't do no wrong. I'm telling you, Your Honor, if you let him out, he's going to be all right. See, but I didn't know that I had a disease. I knew nothing about the concept of a disease that was lurking deep down within. And it was just a little bit. So I wasn't in the grips of addiction yet. And I went to James Monroe. And I wasn't even in school. I played hell. I went through the hell week and all that, man. And the coach put me on the football team without no classes or nothing. They gave me a starting position as quarterback. And it was on and cracking. I had arrived. Just like Bill, I had arrived. I started wearing penny loafers with the penny in it. I started wearing the bleach 501 with the cuffs and shit in there, you know what I mean? I started listening to Michael Jackson every day. I started going to keg parties. I seen a waterfall. Fuck me up. Only waterfall you don't see in South Carolina is when your roof is leaking. Y'all better leave me alone. I'm 37 years old. I don't look it. Jail preserve a motherfucker. Shit, man. And I set out, man, to play football, man. I was doing real good, man. And we was winning games, and we was beating teams from LA, and I started feeling real good about myself. You know what I'm saying? They put me in some of them special classes. They call it special education. You know, so I can build my grades up. And what happened, my grades from Freeman caught up with me. And the coach called me to his office, and he said to his ear, man, he said, I got some good news, and I got some bad news. He said, the good news is, he said, you about the best quarterback I've seen around here in about 20 years. He said, man, and boy, you was real good. So my head say, well, what's the bad news? You know, because every time the counselor or principal would call me, I done did something. But this time I ain't did nothing. So I thought. And he said, man, we need our equipment back. I was devastated. And the same dudes I had to tell you need to go to school, my homeboys. It's the same dudes, man, that gave me ease and comfort when I was devastated. And I asked him, well, what I'm gonna do? He said, go empty your locker. That's what he told me. And he had to do his job, despite, you know what I'm saying, how good I am. Don't have nothing to do with that. I wish schools would do that today with the athletes today, because they just as dumb as hell. They came and passed the AST test, but fast as hell. And then they get caught up in the whole, man, I be looking at them, I'm like, damn. Thank God, man, that I couldn't play football no more. And I went home, man. I caught the RTD from San Fernando Valley all the way home. My mother was hitting the pipe. And she asked me, what's up, boo? I said, nothing. She said, you want to hit this? You know me, sure. Man, I remember hitting that pipe the first time, I didn't feel nothing. Walked up out there, went to Bethune Park, and did what I had to do. A couple hours later, about 12 hours later, I came home, they were sitting in the same spot. You know, a couple of clothes had been shedded, like them stockings, them hairdo pieces and shit. And she said, boo. I said, what? She said, you want to hit this? I said, sure. And when I hit it, she told me exactly how to do it. You know how we get the sponsors. Wait a minute. Let me melt it down. Put it to the side. She said, when I tell you to hit it, pull. And I hit real hard. She said, hold it. Don't blow it out. And I'm sitting there holding that shit. And I blew it out. My head said, boy, look, I didn't need her no more. We can end this relationship right now. I went to Boogaloo Hook, man, got me some rocks, man, and some weed, man, and it was cracking. When I woke up, I was 27 years old in a fucking treatment center. Had been to the penitentiary 5 times and hit a bottom in a United States penitentiary, Leavenworth. And I got blessed to be here. I am truly blessed to be. I know it's by God's grace and mercy. And God's grace and mercy don't never run out. You never heard about God's grace and mercy never running out? Where it's going? He's the author and the creator of grace. I just got to stay connected with something to prove that I need it. Man. I was in Lompoc State Penitentiary, and I thought I was a bad dude. And, but when I was fighting my case, they told me, man, we giving you a case of ex-con with a gun, gang terrorism, and a career criminal. They weren't trying to get me for the ex-con with a gun or the ex-felon to have a lot of faith. They were trying to slap that gang terrorism on me because I had to register every time I come out as a gangbanger and a drug addict. And through the power of God, man, my lawyer had said something. You lawyers, don't be telling people how much time they gonna get. That's a good way to get beat up. He said, well, you're looking at 240 months. I said, 240 months? I ain't no real, mathematician. I know a little division, a couple of decimals, and square roots. I know a couple of that, you know what I mean? But I thought, like, God, man, hold up, wait. And that's why I was looking at 240 months, man, and I took a deal for 17 years, so I don't get the light. And when I walked back in that dormitory, man, I couldn't hear, I couldn't see, I couldn't smell, and none of my organisms for me to use the restroom, it had locked up. And I sat in that room for 7 straight days. I wouldn't come out that room, I wasn't eating, I wasn't doing nothing. I was devastated, because my mind, the same mind that always tricked me to taking one and to going out to do what you want to do, had told me, you really fucked up this time, pal. And I had to sit out, and we had these little old bitty square windows, if you put your head in there, you're gonna get scratches all on your forehead and stuff. And I just look out the window and I seen a homeless dude, a Rastafarian. And something in my spirit, it wasn't from my mind, because my mind ain't gonna come up with no concept like that. It said, that man is more free than you right now. And I cried, 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 and I cried. I cried for 36 months. I had a little lawyer, man, that dude showed that love me. He used to write me letters, send me $2 or $3. Because my mother and them had just about like, man, I'm not sending you nothing. Medea can't run no more. She ain't running no more. The horse legs is broke. Telephone numbers, you got the, that is disconnected. All that stuff there, the return to send a letter. All that, it was just about over with, you know what I'm saying? And when y'all was out here tearing up Rodney King, we decided to tear up out there, man, in Lompoc, and they gave me a bus, they gave me a plane ride all the way to Kansas City, Wichita. And there, man, I learned how to make pruno. And pruno saved my life. What it did, it saved me from killing my goddamn self. Because at the time I wanted to die, man. I couldn't fathom seeing myself at almost 50-something years old coming home, mama be dead, father might be dead. I couldn't see that. And when they showed me how to make pruno, it gave me the ease and comfort that I needed to make it through the penitentiary just one more day. And I got a letter from my lawyer. He said, if you just hold on, you're going to be all right. I got a letter, man, from the United States government, and they says, we sorry, Freeman. We had violated your constitutional rights, your civil rights, and we gave you too much time in selective prosecution. I'm like, ain't that a bitch? Here I'm in a shoot program, can't see nobody's feet, just snow. You know what I'm saying? Doing push-ups all day. They gonna tell me they sorry. So when I got out, I had a lot of resentments. April 10th, 1993, man, I walked out of the federal penitentiary, a free man. I got me a bottle of 40 ounce of 800, a 40 ounce of Budweiser, a chess table, and I was talking to my uncles now, lying about how bad I was. And you know the cold thing, I ain't never had a fist fight in jail. You know, it was a race riot. I never had an actual fist fight, no. I got 2 write-ups, Cartoon. I hate to tell you because he's going to pick up me the rest of my life. I got 2 write-ups and 1 got squashed to a 128. Not knowing that I had a disease, not knowing that Cocaine Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous was waiting on me, not knowing that y'all had been praying for me. AA, what, been 68 years? They have been praying for me, for that person that's suffering, in and out. They had been praying me up in here. Y'all didn't know what y'all was doing. Then y'all want to get mad because I'm here. You prayed me here, now you want me to shut up. And drugs and alcohol did to me what it's supposed to do to me. If you knew, drugs and alcohol gonna do what it's supposed to do to you. It's supposed to beat you up internally. So maybe a spiritual experience can be pushed up out that devastation. Because I didn't come here looking for no spiritual awakening, or I didn't talk like this prior to getting it. If it wasn't, 4-letter words and Buster Punk Mark, you sucker, get away from me. I couldn't talk. I'm serious, I couldn't talk. I wasn't sitting in front of the meetings, I was sitting in the back on the wall, I was still scared. I think, you ain't gotta be walking behind me, you know what I mean? All them hugging hands, all that I couldn't do a lot of. That shit used to hurt the marrow of my bones. When the people used to hug me and say, we'll love you so you can love yourself. I said, how can you do that? And I know today, when you start loving yourself, you're able to receive the love in the rooms without any contempt prior to investigation. Without any contempt prior to investigation. And I tell people that I love everybody in cocaine. I do. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that nobody in this room ever done to me but enhance my life. If it's by a hug, a handshake, or just a how you doing, you know what I'm saying, or what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? Just enhance my life to learn me to interact with people. I couldn't interact with people when I got here. I was in a treatment center, man, July 7th of 1993, after being released in April. And I got there, man, because she was in the room with somebody else, and I bust a rock, and she said, I don't care, nigga, you're gonna go to jail anyway. And I remember sitting there on the street corner, man, and this was how I got here. I was on a street corner of 59 in Compton, minding my own business. Like I already told you, God don't need your permission to be working in your life. You don't have to have no intellectual conversations with him. That he might visit you right where you at. So if you knew right where you at, God will visit you right there. Because no matter how far down the scales you went, your experience gonna be somebody else's greatest access to walk in freedom. And my homeboys came by and we sitting there, man, I got some 2X sweats on. I got some pink drawers, some pink socks, and a pink t-shirt up on this big ass sweatshirt. And my homeboy Boo Boo looked at me and said, man, I looked at him and I said, man, is this it? He said, what you mean? I said, this all life had an offer. I don't talk like that. I don't talk if this all life had an offer. Nigga, I'm a full-fledged gangbanger, you know what I'm saying? I had a 40 ounce, a bottle of Thunderbird, a 9mm, and 75 off a dope cut up. And he looked at me and said, dog, what you want? And I felt fear like I never felt fear in my life, and I'm not no scary dude. I'm not scared of no man that's walking and bleeding like me. I'm not scared of you. But I have never felt fear, and I had all my powers. I had my gun, I had the drugs, I had the alcohol, and I had the crack. But it did not soothe that beast that was deep down within. And God showed me my life in 2 seconds. You're gonna die in Leavenworth in a pine box. And I came here. I'm serious. I'm serious. He took me from LA and put me in Long Beach because I couldn't stay sober in LA. Not around y'all. Couldn't. I'm telling you the truth. I couldn't. We'd have been fighting. I was very untreated, very angry, not knowing why I was angry. And he put me in a treatment center by a parole officer who was my saint, like Tupac. And I went to this program, man, and I did exactly what they told me to do. Everything but don't mess with her. I went to my groups. I participated in the men's group, the feelings group, the anger group. I participated in all that stuff, man. And they kicked me out that program at 5 months and 29 days. 2 days before I was supposed to complete. But see, y'all had fixed me up. Y'all had started building a foundation for me. Y'all had started laying the pavement for me. Y'all said, go to meetings, Freeman. Get a sponsor, Freeman. And get you some commitments, Freeman. And I got a commitment every day of the week. And I went to a lot of meetings my first year. And I got a sponsor. Because I thought I could manipulate him. And I believe everybody in this room right now, man, as a man and a woman, need to be talked to like that. You can't talk to somebody fucked up, man, that already got low self-esteem. It's a way to deliver your truth, and it's a way to belittle someone because you might have some time. I had to learn how to work with people around here, man. I had to learn to work with I had to learn everything all over again. And I told that sponsor, I'll whoop your ass in this meeting if you ever talk to me like that again. And if you think I'm playing, try me. And I sponsored myself for the next 9 months. And I had the deal thing going, crack, boy, I had it going on. I had it going on so hard, I had worked myself right up into a suicidal thought. Then I ain't never thought about really killing myself for real, you know what I'm saying? Until I started working on they call it being untreated. Untreated alcoholism. I don't wish that on no one. And I ran into a brother, man, after playing Mr. Belvedere, taking care of another man's kids. After she wanted to have another date, she was cheating on me with cocaine. I didn't know that cocaine was that powerful. How can she leave me? Not me. You know what I mean? Me? 30 in the waist, cute in the face. How you gonna leave me for cocaine? She came back, man, she didn't have a dime. You know I call every name in the book. You know how us men do it, behind closed doors. You know, we get to this podium, talk all kind of shit. But I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing to hide. I don't have no secrets. Because half of y'all know me anyway. It ain't like y'all don't know me. I have done a whole lot of stuff in this fellowship, man. I had to be re-educated, man, re-taught all over again. And I got with this dude, I got with Brother Alton, down at the Fellowship of the Spirit, who saved my life. And he talked it to me. And he told me about unity, service, and recovery. He told me the nature, man, of my disease. That if you be an addict or an alcoholic, and if you thinking that you have a problem with drugs and alcohol, you probably do. And that you might have this allergy, man, that anytime you put any drugs and alcohol on it, something happens. And it sets up a phenomenon of craving. That's virtually impossible for me to stop with mental control. I'm saying, okay. I'm like, okay. And then the book said, well, this might explain some of them mischievous or misdevilment you've been getting yourself into. I'm like, okay, so you mean when I take a hit, I can't stop, I see that, and my mind ain't got nothing to do with it? I said, no. The allergy just done punked your mind. And then when I'm not using drugs and alcohol, when I'm coming through the grapevine after being released, making them sweet promises, after being on S-time, I'm gonna get this and that with the $200. And then when I see them lights downtown LA, everything is off. I'm gonna get me a $200 double up. And you know I gotta test, I gotta test it, because I don't want to be selling y'all no bump. By the time I get to 71st, man, I'm tore up, on my way back to the penitentiary. He said an obsession, a thought, man, that crowds out all other thoughts. But I couldn't look at just the word obsession, I had to look at the word obsess. Unwanted thought, feeling, ideal, and emotion that comes over me, that harasses me, and preoccupies all my time and energy. Get one, not get one, get one, not get one. And here I am, the ping pong ball, and I wonder why I'm restless, irritable, and discontent, because I'm mad as hell because I want to get loaded, but then I'm mad as hell because I don't want to get loaded. I was just a nervous wreck when I got here. They call it a nervous disposition. And not only that, I'm gang banging, I'm paranoid. I don't know, I'm looking. You know what I mean? But y'all was praying for me. That's why I say I love y'all. Y'all was praying for me when I was a wretch. And he talking about my spiritual malady, them feelings that's unmanageable. That when I'm forced away, when I get back to it, I feel remorseful again and again and again. And the book says, unless this person can experience a entire psychic change, that one is doomed. You smoking. I don't care what your sponsors say. You don't tap into some power around here, you in a world of trouble. You will sit around here just like me after getting money, property, and prestige. And run around thinking you can sponsor women, Freeman. I'm talking about me. I told him to be honest with you. I hope my wife forgive me when I say that. I always got to tell her, she has to forgive me when this part of my life. And I tell her, want to sponsor women, untreated, been locked up all your life. You had 4 sexual encounters with women in 27 years, man. You've been doing it to me as half your life in a penitentiary. And I'm working with women and have a baby by one, married. And had to walk out my marriage. I felt so foolish, like shit, like a hypocrite. Didn't want no more parts of this program. I had a 9mm with 1 bullet in it. I said, this shit don't y'all blow my brains out. This is 6 years sober, newcomer. This is 6 years sober. Being chairperson of my district. Being DSR, GSR, treasurer, secretary, working with folks, doing workshops, all that. But didn't know God. Didn't know that God would do for me that I could never ever do for myself. Not knowing that God had long ago forgave me. I just ain't forgave myself. And I was walking down, we in Long Beach, we had a bike path. And I don't know why I left the gun in the car that day. I don't know why I left the keys at home. And I started walking on that bike path, and I have golf arthritis, so when I started walking a long distance, my shit started locking up and it started hurting. And I walked, man, from Willow all the way to the Alamo and got stuck in the bike path looking at the seagulls. Asking God, what happened? What happened, man? Where I go wrong? What did I do? And I heard Brother Alton say, brother, keep your purpose always your purpose. And God said, what was your purpose? And I had a mental blank spot, I couldn't remember. He said, your purpose is to always be of maximum service to the suffering addict. Whether they're in the rooms or outside the room. You got caught up in you. Because I ain't never had nothing. Somebody put a sober living in my life, gave me a whole hotel, just run it. I'm having long money, brand new car, the showroom floor. I got Jewels, Diamond, I got FUBU. I ain't shopping at Goodwill no more. Shit. What? You can't tell me shit. You ain't got the money like I got 12 in my pocket every day. What you got? Just crazy. Didn't know. And CA showed back up. I had said, I don't need y'all no more. I had this direct contact with God. I'm telling you, man, you get gold arthritis and you get locked up, you start having some real nice conversations with God. He said, remember when you came here, you didn't know me. And it was the people in the rooms that guided you to me. He said, you had a nerve and audacity to tell me that you don't need you? He says, what I suggest you to do, you need to go back there and tell the people that you love them. That's what you need to go do. So I tell you ever since then, man, I love you. I love you, man, for doing for me what I can never ever do for myself. I thank you, man, for being examples in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's not a person in here I don't want what you have. Every person that's in this room right now and you dealing with this 24-hour journey, you are a winner. If you sitting here in this room, man, right now, the miracle has already happened. Only thing you need to do is enjoy it and appreciate it like I had to learn how to do. My suicidal thought went away, and I came back, man, with more fire to rededicate myself to this fellowship and give up all of me, not that 65%. I need to learn about my district. I need to learn about my area. I need to learn about world service and the traditions and the concepts and the bylaws. I had to learn, man, to go to the conference when I didn't want to go. Go up there anyway, show up. You got delegates come from all over the world. And the only thing they want to see is California, man. They just want to see LA. We got these nice cars and all that stuff we came. And he said, man, won't you do it? Won't you start this fellowship that you crave? So everybody I work with, that's what we do. And I had to go back into, man, and see, man, that I was totally insane. I need to be restored to sanity at 6 years sober. And he restored me. And I'm forever grateful for him restoring me. So I don't know how personal you take your relationship with God. It ain't always, you know what I'm saying, that I've seen T.D. Jakes and the Farrakhan's that's in my life, you know what I'm saying, that was great mentors for me. Jesus, great mentors for me. In the mire and walk up out of hell into heaven. So I tell God, I hope heaven got a ghetto. Because I'm coming. And I love that third step prayer. I offer myself to you, God, to do with me, a wretch like me, anything you want. Just help me with the bondage of my own self, to do your will every day for the rest of my life, one day at a time to the best of my ability. The inferiority slipped away. The superiority slipped away, meaning we was all on equal grounds. I love you, Betty. Just for something, every time I'm in your presence, man, I feel like a little boy. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't really had no conversation. Well, every time I see you, man, you just do something more. You know what I'm saying? In a real big way. You know what I'm saying? My spiritual advisor, Frank Honeycutt, died a couple of weeks ago, and so I'm out with our spiritual advisor, and you're the only one that came in my mind. You know, the Strangs and the cartoons and the Shines, and the Robins and the Jeffs. You know what I'm saying? For being here for me, man, teaching me, not criticizing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of you motherfuckers criticize. I know y'all did. I heard y'all in my meditation. I love you, Allen, from the bottom of my heart, dog. There's a lot of motherfuckers around that I love, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know, man, what the fuck y'all do for me, you know, and So what can I do for CA? You know what I'm saying? The best I can do, man, is suit up and show up. And ask God, man, to continue, man, to let me grow. You know what I'm saying? To be like you. And I ain't no crying dude, you know what I'm saying? And I was asking God, please don't let me get up this motherfucking store crying. You know what I mean? But she loved me, and I know it's genuine. She's the epitome of unconditional love. My daughter, Keisha. I try to keep away from this motherfucker, you niggas sometimes. You know, there's some steps around here, man, that they don't talk about. That's 6 and 7. The shortcomings and defects. It's easy to talk about how good God have what he done for me. And I tell you, man, how fucked up I really am. I'm a mean dude, I'm an asshole, I'm arrogant. You know what I'm saying? I'm an anti-social behavior. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like people, but I don't care too much about being around a lot of folks, you know, and but you fixing me up. You're doing something for me, man, deep down in the pit of my soul, man, that I could never ever do for myself. And it was people like you, man, that reached me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever reached me like y'all reached me. Solomon told me when I first came in, you sit your punk ass down. You sit your ass right here on the front row. If you move, if you look like you're gonna hit you. When you come to a meeting, you have your coffee, use the bathroom, and you sit your ass down. Because you just might hear something to save your life. Thank God he told me that, because I wouldn't have stayed here. I wouldn't have stayed if you'd have told me that sorry, soft shit. Keep coming back, ain't being all right. Ain't nothing all right about being no cocaine addict, and you've been fucked up half your life. You've been smoking dope with your mama, Freeman. You done been gang, but you done did drive-by. You done did all kind of stuff. You gonna tell me that ain't all right. And I couldn't smile around it for 2 years. And that's why I started seeing, man, myself for who I am. And it was through the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. It was through the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. I got a nice sponsor, Sharon, over there. She's just so sweet. And she really one who told me about 6 and 7. My shortcomings and defects fall upon the 7 deadly sins. And mine was lust. And I couldn't stop myself. And I can't say I destroyed my marriage, but I destroyed, you know what I'm saying, I hurt, you know what I'm saying, my wife in a major way, my son in a major way, my daughter in a major, and I know that today. And I try to make that right every day, man, that if they need me, I'm near, no matter what. You know what I'm saying, and I was going back, I made amends. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna wind this down, man. My father left me when I was 14 years old. I always had a suitcase that was still packed, man, when I was 21. And he went to Texas. And there was amends that I had to make, and it was him, and I was not going to make that amends to that man because he was an asshole by leaving me out there with y'all. If he would have left me, I would have turned out the way I turned out, right? I put it on him. It was his fault. I was driving my car and I had about 2 or 3 sponsees in the car. You know, I don't like to crowd around folks. I don't. Because y'all, I mess up my image. No, this man. And Hector was talking about going to make an amends to his father in Venezuela. Right? And I'm saying, damn, well, he got to get a passport, get some shots, get a ticket. Then you got to have some fuck-off money. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, that's a whole lot of work to be making amends, right? And then it dawned on me. God said, wait a minute, hold up. Let me talk to you. He said, you got a brand new car at the showroom floor. I said, yeah. He said, your father was right on the other side of the street. I said, yeah, really, he's in Texas. And I knew right then what I had to do. And I went and got me, because I don't like planes, and I got me a train ticket, and that was the most peacefulest ride I ever been on in my life, is that Amtrak. And when I got off the train, he was right there. Then the first question he asked me, was it me? I said, brother, it had nothing to do with you. I made my choices. I made my bed, I lay in it. I don't fault nobody for nothing I've done around here. I don't fault nobody, man, for nothing I've done around here. I don't regret nothing that I've done in my past. If I did, I wouldn't be here today. You ever seen the movie Matrix? Remember Matrix? And the old nerd boy, Neo? And somebody was trying to get to him through the computer. A woman. And when he finally got in contact with the woman, the woman told him, follow the white rabbit. So he was doing some misdevilment. And when she opened the door, she turned her back. He said, okay, I'll go out with y'all. And he went to a club and he talked to this lady. He said, man, Morpheus doesn't want to talk to you. He said, because he thinks you are the one. And I'm talking here to everybody in this room. God thinks that you are the one. He knows that you are the one. And Morpheus was talking to Neil. He said, man, I can't make you do nothing. But what I know about you, it will blow your mind. He said, I got a red pill that'll put your ass back to sleep. And I got a blue pill that will give you a spiritual awakening. That will revolutionize your whole life. He said, now I can't make you take it, but you have to trust me like you have to trust a sponsor. He took the pill and he went back to sleep to a baby position. Just like we got to do here. Got to go back to sleep just like in a baby position and be reared back up. But Morpheus kept telling him, you the one. You the one. He didn't believe it, like I didn't, that God can love me as much as he do right now. I couldn't believe it. But he said, you the one. So he took her to talk to this old lady. She didn't tell him what he wanted to hear. He told the woman, the dude that you fall in love with is the one. But when he came to his consciousness and find out he could do some of the same thing as the ancients do, there was no stopping him. So I'm here to let you know, there ain't no stopping me now. I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. I plan to be a pillar here. Whether I get 50 years sober, I'm going to come here as much as I can, as often as I can. And just like Neil say, to wake up the whole drug addict world, to let you know that you ain't got to never again live like you live. If ain't no one ever said they love you, I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you have a beautiful time here as I'm having, up here in Palm Springs. Crackheads, heroin addicts, hoes, pimps, gangbangers, up here in Palm Springs, she look like a motherfucker. Thank y'all for letting me share.
Okay, this is how I prepare my drone for launching. I like to do it inside the cab of my truck so I'm not standing outside in the weather. To install the joysticks for control, up and down, right and left, powered on. I have an Android phone that I use to connect it to the drone with. And it's actually controlled through the iPhone, through an app. Oops, wrong way. It's actually controlled through the iPhone, or through this Android phone, through the app. It's actually controlled through the Android phone, through an app, and you connect it through this short connection right here.
Remote control connected.
Remote control's connected. So I pull out the drone. I have to extend the legs. Long legs extended first, then the short legs. Remove the gimbal protector. Set that aside, then power it on one short burst, then one long burst. I lay it down. So I have to go to calibrate. So the drone's not connected yet. It shows you here as this drone gets disconnected, even though the remote's powered on. So the drone has to establish it's connected. So I go into the app to calibration mode. First I'll calibrate the remote controller. Start calibration. Out, in, oop, out, in, up, down, and then this little wheel is to control the gimbal. So it's calibrated. Go to gimbal calibration, start calibration, and then it calibrates the gimbal. I don't know if that shows up. The gimbal's moving all over the place. Changes, you can see it on the video. And I'm calibrated to take off. It's acquired 7 satellites at the moment. There are 26 satellites up in the sky, which it has to acquire before you can take off. So it's connected. It's got enough satellites. This is white. I can go to press this little arrow button, swipe right to take off, and it would start the motors if I slid this to the right. But I'll wait till I get outside. Don't want to do it inside.